We love to talk about beautiful machines, aesthetic latte art and delicious tasting coffee on this channel. But today we're going to be talking about the bad and the ugly. Soggy pucks, coffee spraying everywhere but your espresso cup. So let's dive in. I'm Elise at Bella Barista, and if anyone knows about the bad and the ugly of the home espresso world, it's me. Well, and all the team at Bella for that matter. So if you want to watch this video to make your life that little bit easier when starting your home espresso journey, then continue watching. So today I'll be troubleshooting espresso, the kind of shots that taste disgusting, gush through your machine, and troubleshooting what the culprits might be at causing these espressos. So you can skip out the bad and go straight to the amazing. So we're going to start with arguably the most important part of your home espresso setup, and that is making sure that you have great coffee. So what is great coffee? Well, that's down to you. But for us, it's making sure that you use nice and fresh coffee, and ideally coffee that's around 2 weeks from the roast date. A question that we get asked a lot at Bella is, why is my coffee tasting flat and uninspiring? Or why haven't I got a crema? Or why is my coffee gushing through my machine, even on the finest grind setting possible? And most of the time, it's down to the freshness of your coffee. If you buy supermarket coffee, you tend to find that coffee's been sat on the shelf for a long time and got very stale. Likewise, if you have coffee that you've had sat in your cupboard for a long time and not potentially in an airtight container, the same thing can happen with that. So making sure that you use nice and fresh coffee and that you're storing it in the correct conditions, i.e. in an airtight container where you can squeeze out all the air possible, or in one of our bags where you can peel and reseal and squeeze the remaining air out of it, to make sure that you're tasting nice fresh coffee every time. Moving on, another great thing to have a look at in your espresso making journey is making sure that you have a good recipe. Your recipe relies on 3 different things: your dose, your yield, and your time. Making sure that you have a set recipe can make life a lot easier when changing your small variables in your espresso making journey. So we ideally say the easiest recipe to start with is a 2-to-1 ratio. So we're looking at 18 grams of ground coffee, your dose, for 36 grams of espresso, your yield, and you want that to come out in 25 to 32 seconds, your time. Just changing one part of your espresso recipe can dramatically affect the type of espresso that you extract through your coffee machine. So making sure that you only change small variables and that you're hitting each part of your espresso recipe can really help make sure that you have consistent espressos and tasty, delicious espressos. Moving on, the next part of making sure that you get your delicious espressos at home is getting the correct grind size. And this can be a massive headache when you're first setting up your new grinder or espresso machine, but just nailing it will make it a lot easier. So let's run through what I mean by grind size. What we're looking for is the consistency of talcum powder or icing sugar, but when you rub it between your fingers, there's a slight graininess like sand. Once you're hitting that sort of consistency, this is where you go back to your espresso recipe. So you want to make sure that you've got 18 grams of that coffee ground to that consistency, tamped and then through your machine, and you want 36 grams out, and you want this to extract in 25 to 32 seconds. If you're not hitting that extraction window and then it's coming through too fast, it's coming through maybe 10 to 15 seconds, then it's because that your grind level is too coarse and there's too much sand-like texture, and you want to be aiming more towards the talcum powder texture. Vice versa, if it's coming through way too slow, it's because you've gone too fine with your grind level and you've gone more like Turkish grind level, and you want to go back towards more of that sand texture. Once you've hit that correct grind level, you'll be good for most of your bag of coffee, and you'll only have to make minute changes now and then. So it might be a headache to start with, but later on down the line, you'll be thanking yourself that you got the correct grind level to start with. Once you've got your fresh coffee, a good espresso recipe, and the correct grind level, and you're still getting spraying coffee or gushing through espressos, the next thing to look at would be your technique and how that you're tamping your coffee. This can lead to channeling and uneven extractions. So let's dive in. So tamping unevenly can lead to water coming through one side of your coffee quicker than the other, which means that you'll end up with an uneven extraction where water is passing through one part of your coffee bed much more than the other part of your coffee bed. This means that you'll be getting a really over-extracted part of your coffee and a very under-extracted part of your coffee bed, which will lead to a very nasty tasting espresso. So we want to make sure that you're tamping on an even surface and that you're getting a nice, flat, even tamp. Home espresso grinders have got much, much better over the years, but you can still find that because they're not quite as big a burr set as what you get in a commercial setting, that you're getting clumping in your coffees. This clumping can also lead to channeling with your coffee, where coffee is getting extracted through one part of the coffee bed quicker than the other. So it might be worth adding an extra tool into your home espresso setup, like a WDT tool or a needle distribution tool, to break up those clumps and make the coffee bed much more even. Making sure that you have a consistent, even tamp every single time you make an espresso is a big part in making sure that you hit that variable in your espresso making journey. A household with 2 or more people making a coffee can mean it's quite difficult to make sure that you have the same pressure every single time that you're tamping. So using tools like a calibrated tamper can really help with your espresso making journey. Also, just making sure that you tamp just enough to feel the coffee compact, not too little and not too much, can also make sure that you've got a really nice consistent tamp every single time. I hope you've enjoyed this very short video on helping troubleshoot your spraying espresso and give you a little advice to make it that bit easier when you start your home espresso journey. If you do have any more questions, please pop them in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.